officially my first day back at being at work, so I'm taking off right now, running behind per usual. How do I feel about it? I know this is something I have to do, so I'm gonna go in, do the best I can, and also like take it easy on myself because I put a lot of pressure on myself, which I completely don't have to. I can take my time doing things. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm excited about going and working out again, and let's get going. Hey, checking in, second day back at work. I just wanted to just do a quick video, and yeah, I have the office to myself today, and I'm just staying really focused on getting things done. The past 2 years I've been doing like recording every day in January just to kind of get back into the vibe, so I think I'm gonna start doing that. Workout yesterday. It was my first workout back. I didn't work out for like 3 weeks, which is really unusual, and I felt good. My shoulders hurt, my arms hurt. We did upper body yesterday, but it was really good. I'm glad, and I'm ready to get back in it. I had so much fun the past 3 weeks, and my eating was kind of crazy. It was like after Christmas, I just allowed myself to have a lot of different treats that I typically haven't had. Actually, a little bit before that too, but now I'm back on track. So I'm going to be back to eating just my protein and veggies, and that's it. So it is Tuesday. I am getting back into working out, so I'm going to do about 20 minutes. I'm going to run some intervals, I think, and if I can find the trampoline, I'll jump on the trampoline for a little bit and then run and probably do some walking. Wish me luck, because it's probably going to suck. So it is January 8th. I am just getting into the day. It has been a very sad day for LA. We have had a couple huge fires that are doing some major damage. The city where a lot of my family lives. So it's been kind of rough. So right now I'm waiting to get updates from family members, letting us know that they're good. Yeah, it is Wednesday. It has been a very, very, very stressful day for so many people. And for the people who know and who don't know, I have a lot of family who live up in LA in particular. If you don't know, we had a huge fire that's still burning, right? It's called the Eaton Fire. And I have a lot of family that live up in that particular area, have lost some home. I think our grandma's house is gone. It's been a really rough day. It's been a little bit stressful, not being able to contact people to make sure that they're okay and that they got out okay. But I think the thing that I learned today, and when I was just driving home, when the family is in crisis, we always show up. And that's something that we always show up for. Typically, it would be my dad who would be the one who would be doing that. But unfortunately, he's not in a position where he can help out physically. So it's going to be myself helping out in whatever way that I can. I'm gonna look into that and see how I can help to support my cousins. But I am so grateful that my family is safe and that they got out. We know there's some people who died in the fire. I'm just so grateful that they were able to get their families out and that they're safe. You know, a lot of the homes have a lot of family memories. I've been in our families for, several decades with different family members. The one thing that I'm grateful for is that my family's still around. They're still here. And we definitely, as a family, we've lost a lot of our family members within the past decade. That's really our home base is theirs. I think we're all shocked. I knew it was going to be bad. I knew the potential for it to be bad, and we haven't even seen a lot of the damage and the estimates of how much damage there is. We don't even know yet. That's the scary part. We're just going to wait on that, and I'll see what I can do to help. And it just reminds me to just be grateful for what I have. And I'm just so grateful that my family's okay, because it would have just compounded everything that's going on more if we would have lost one of our family members. So if you're the praying type, if you can just pray for all the many fans throughout LA County who are dealing with fires and we all appreciate it very much. One of those families, I'm definitely keeping you guys in my thoughts and prayers, and hope that in some way, shape, or form I can help in any way that I can. I've just been like so stressed and I've been shaking. I've talked to all my sisters today. I haven't talked to my mom yet to check in on her. I should probably call my mom. But anyways, you know, I've had friends reach out to make, you know, they know my family's there. So anyways, I just wanted to come and just share what that's going on today. And this is not the way that we had hoped that we would start 2025. And this year we got something different, which was a major disaster. I just have a lot of gratitude for all the people who helped and the firefighters who did the best they could in a really bad situation. You guys don't know how bad it was. The winds were insane, so they really didn't have much of a chance. So, you know, just grateful for all those people who are helping and stepping up, and people who are helping their neighbors and supporting them and offering up their homes and things like that. So Saturday, I did not go cold plunging today, but in response to all the fires up in LA, I have every intention of going and volunteering tomorrow afternoon. And either I really would like to drop off donations and volunteer, and the information on volunteers are really disorganized right now. And it's like, you don't know if you're supposed to sign up. You don't know if you're supposed to just show up. So I'm going to grab a couple of things. I'm actually at Lowe's right now. I'm going to grab some N95 masks and then pack up, and then I'll head out afternoon tomorrow, and hopefully help is still needed. Plunging. I'm on my way up to LA, and I'm going to be dropping off some donations. I just picked up a couple of hygiene products. I actually just ordered them on Target, so I'm going to swing by Duarte, pick those up, and then head over to Santa Anita racetrack and drop those off. And just, it's not a whole lot, but I'm just doing a little bit just to help the people who lost everything in the fires up in Altadena and Pasadena area. So hopefully going to check in on a couple people that are my family members, see how they're doing, and then I'm also going to meet another friend for lunch. My car check engine light is on for the millionth time, so hopefully I can get everything taken care of and get up there without an issue, and hopefully my check engine light will go off and my car won't go into limp mode. So drop-off of donations here at Santa Anita racetrack. Now I'm at the mall. I'm trying to figure out how the hell do I get out of here? That's the question. You know what? I think I'm gonna follow these people. It's been crazy. I mean, I didn't get very many good shots because, number one, it wasn't really a lot of light. There was a ton of volunteers, and I was afraid it was going to hit someone. There were also thousands upon thousands of people who were donating. Okay, I'm gonna go. So anyways, so yeah, it's a little bit of a mess, but I felt good donating and hoping that I at least help a few people. I donated some toiletries, toothbrushes, toothpaste, and a couple of other things. I forgot what else I did. Even if you guys have heard about like the wildfires in particular in Altadena, because that's where my family's from, no matter where the fires happen in Pacific Palisades or Altadena, there's so many freaking people who need help. There were thousands of people out there that were looking through all the clothing, and thousands, like, you guys do not understand. It's a whole freaking city is like, pretty much the whole city is destroyed. And this happened in 2 different cities. If you can help. If you can't, do something, volunteer, whatever you can do. If you can hold some type of drive that would help collect items, do that. If you can host a family who doesn't have a place to go, do something. This is a call to action, especially for California. That's who we are. So if you haven't had a chance to do something, please, it's easy to just donate. There's tons of different places you can donate all over Southern California. I just beg you guys to do something and help someone else. You know, I've grown up in California my whole life, and this fire hits different, okay? This disaster, we've been through a lot of stuff. You know, earthquakes, we've been through wildfires before, riots, all sorts of crazy stuff, right? This one hits different. There's something that happens in California or anywhere else, I try to donate. Hurricanes, tornadoes, whatever, earthquakes, wildfires. I've, always done something. It means more to me because it's a city that I grew up in. I spent a lot of time in Altadena and Pasadena as a kid and growing up because that's where my family's from. And it's devastating to know that so many people, these are just everyday people that have lost their homes. It's not, there's rich people there, yes, but the majority of people who live in Altadena are just hard working class people. Many of these families have been there for generations, like my family. Our family has pretty much been there, I did the math, have been there for over 65 years, something like that, or 70 years. So that's our home. And to see our second home, where my parents grew up, where my dad's family lives, and to see that happen, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And seeing the thousands of people that are hurting right now, I mentioned I did that drop off, and I just saw there's just a sea of people who are just looking for items that they need to get by. All of these people have nothing. A gal that was at CVS, I went in there to go grab some more items, and I overheard her, and she was like, I just need a couple of outfits just to get by, and she's like, oh, I also need to replace my computer because I don't have a laptop, anymore. She goes, it's just things to get me by this moment until we can figure out what's next. That are going to work today, and they work in another town and are going to work because they have to, and they have nothing to go home to. This one just is different because it has impacted my family, but this one's close to my heart. So, they're going to need a lot of help for a really, really long time. I mean, this is going to take years to rebuild the town, and it's going to be hell on wheels for people with their insurance companies to try to get them to pay up. And I feel bad for the families that don't have insurance. It just sucks. So there's tons of nonprofit organizations that are helping. There are so many places to volunteer. I would really encourage you to volunteer. The weeks go on, the attention that the media, this event is going to go away. And people are going to still need help. A lot of these people just ran for their freaking lives. It's awful. So clean out your closet. I would encourage you to buy things like toiletries and things like that, because a lot of people don't have that stuff. They're actually asking for underwear, in the package underwear, especially children's underwear, that would be really helpful. Diapers, all that sort of things for parents to go buy, baby wipes. American Red Cross website to donate money, volunteering. There's a lot of volunteer opportunities. I signed up for the Red Cross to see if I can help at a shelter, but the process is going to be slow going, and so I want it to help right away. I'm going to just find whatever I can. I know there is a place to volunteer in Pasadena City College, the one at Santa Anita Racetrack. They're going to keep that open for as long as they can to make sure that anybody who is in need can get the items that they need to get by. And also the recovery and the cleanup. I got home maybe about an hour or two ago. I actually had a good conversation with my aunt. I finally got a hold of my aunt, and so she's doing well. Her house is good. She's in a good location, and she was telling me about, she was just so impressed with how many volunteers they have all over Pasadena and Altadena. She had the pleasure of having some volunteers going street by street in Pasadena to help clean up, and they're helping to clean up. They had a lot of trees that fell down, branches, and it's just a little bit of a mess. So they're going street by street and raking up leaves and, really just trying to help the communities that, in Pasadena that have been impacted, as well as I'm sure they're going through the parts of Altadena that are not impacted by the fire too, and they're just trying to do what they can to help. And I thought that was pretty cool, and that made me really happy that they were able to help my aunt and uncle who are in their 70s now. So I thought that was great. So the whole volunteer thing is incredible. Like I mentioned, went to Santa Anita Racetrack. That's where they're having this huge volunteer event. They've been doing it since maybe Thursday, Friday, And it's almost overwhelming. There's just so many people. You just had, when I was driving in, I just saw like a huge pile of clothing and water, and it's just like anything you can imagine that someone could need, they had it. So it was really cool just driving through and then just seeing so many volunteers. They probably had a couple hundred volunteers that were just there to receive the donations with the people that are driving by. They're helping the fire victims to find, whatever they needed. It's so beautiful to see. And like so many people always say like, oh, people who live in LA, they're all selfish. They don't care about anyone but themselves. And this just comes to show you that like, when there's a crisis, like everybody steps up, like everybody cares. And that's just one location. There are so many all over LA, so many throughout, the San Gabriel Valley. And now I'm starting to see on like TikTok, like people in New York are starting to do their own donation drives and a lot of like really cool things. There's also some influencers that are looking in like GoFundMes and they're finding fire victims and then they're sharing it with their subscribers and really trying to blow up their fundraising and really help them, especially the ones that are kind of low in funds. So I'm hoping that could also be helpful. I also do want to mention 2 cousins that have GoFundMe accounts. I'll put a link in my description if you are interested in donating. They both lost their homes, everything that they had. One of my cousins, they've been living at the house for 30 years. They grew up in the area, everything they have is gone. So it is a lot, but if you guys can help them. I have another cousin, they also lost her house as well, so doing a fundraiser. They're actually doing really well with theirs. I think their goal is like $30,000 to use it for whatever they need to help them get through this really tough period. And so people are stepping up and helping. And so if you're able to, if you're in a position to help, go ahead and use the link and feel free to donate, and we will be forever grateful. And if you did donate, make sure that you send me a message so I can make sure to thank you, because I want to make sure that to share our gratitude on behalf of our family for supporting our cousins who are really going through a really tough time in their lives right now. So I start seeing a few more donation drives here. I don't know, I haven't actually been watching the news here in San Diego. I've been watching LA news, but I think they're doing donation drives here in San Diego, but I'm just not sure, so I have to look into that. But go ahead if you have extra clothing that you don't wear anymore, you want to clean out your closet, this is a great time. There are thousands, like it's insane to think about thousands of people who have lost everything that they own. And so if you are able to help in some way, shape, or form, please do so now. They really could use your help. In particular, they're asking, I mentioned earlier about toiletries, toothbrushes, dental floss. I'm just trying to think of I was thinking of everything that somebody could need. So I went and I got like feminine products for women and just the simple things that you need on like a daily. I went to Target and they were out of stock on a lot of stuff because I think people are coming to Target and cleaning them out. So then I went to CVS, I went and I bought a bunch of toothpaste and things. And there's a lot of other people who are doing that too. So wherever you can, if you can just grab some items. A lot of these locations have drop-off locations, so you don't even have to get out of the car if you don't want to. And then also I mentioned the day laborers that are going through the community of Pasadena, and they are getting to work and already starting the cleanup process. A lot of credit. They actually get a bad rap, and a lot of them are not documented, and that's okay because they put in really good work and do a lot of work for our community. We are just glad to have them. I mean, they're already out there with their mask on and they're going street by street to clean things up. They're asking if anybody needs help. If there's trees that are down, they're cutting the trees and removing them. I mean, it's incredible. So Mr. Rogers said, when there's a crisis, to look for the helpers. And this is it. People are showing up big right now. As I'm thinking back on growing up there, and I spent a lot of time there as a child with my dad. And, my dad just liked to cruise around a lot. And so when I was little, he would just be like, oh, you want to go with me? I'm going to Pasadena. I'm going to Altadena. You want to go? And so I would, just jump in a car. And I just remember going to my cousin's house or my aunt's house, go to all these different places throughout the area. And I just remember the big trees and the big, beautiful homes. Some of those homes are just so beautiful and unique to the area. And just little things and Christmas Tree Lane. I was thinking about that the other day. And when I was driving in to Arcadia, and was looking towards the mountains. Like, this is a crazy thing about it all, guys. Like, the crazy thing is, like, when I drove in today and you can see, you know, Altadena in the distance, it just looks like a normal day. It was clear. There wasn't as much smoke in the air, and you don't even see the fire anymore because it's in the mountains behind Altadena. You know, you see all the firefighters and all that sort of thing, but I didn't go like into like Pasadena proper. I was over toward Easting Ranch area. So looking over there, I just got really sad, and I'm like, it's not going to be the same again. Like, it's just, you know, you take it for granted. And so I think I also did too, just, you know, you think all of those childhood places are going to be there. And like my cousin, one of my other cousins, her elementary school where she grew up burned down. And it's just like all of these like staples in a community are like no longer there. And, you know, Altadena is an area where there is, you know, predominantly like Black community as well as Latinos. A lot of Latinos live there. You know, one of the concerns is that with this fire, that a lot of these families that are generational families in the area, their families have been here more than like 50 plus years. Our family's been in the area for more than 60 to 70 years. So that a lot of these families, they have worked their way up to be able to buy and purchase multiple properties in that town, and now they're all gone. So it's a lot of people are like, gosh, you know, whenever these fires happen and they have other, you know, people outside of the community want to buy property and they want to rebuild, and they're not like, it's not the same community anymore. And so that's something that is really kind of like heavy on my heart. I'm like, what can I do to help like keep that community the way it was, which is like, you know, it's like old school. It was like a community that everybody knew everybody. So-and-so's dad went to school with so-and-so. And I just remember like, even just like the mountains behind Altadena, basically the town's on the actual mountainside, but going to practice with my dad. And my dad used to be a coach at PHS, Pasadena High School. And the mountains are like right there. It's just like such a beautiful place, and all the big trees, and driving down the street. I mean, I learned how to drive in Altadena and Pasadena. That's what my dad was like, oh, we're going to go drive out there. Here, we're driving. And I spent so many times there, and just knowing that it's like the city's not going to be the same. It's just really bizarre. So I was just reflecting back on all of those like memories of being a kid, and especially during the holidays, and we'd go to my grandma's house and stuff like that. And it's just sad. It's just super sad, but gotta just do my part. And I encourage you guys also do what you can. Altadena is special to me. I know there's a lot of people who have family from Pacific Palisades, and I was not familiar with Pacific Palisades, about their whole culture and their community. If you're able to help, I mean, a lot of people, there's like a perception also with Pacific Palisades that it's only rich people, and it's not. There's a lot of just working class people there too. So if you're able to help, please do. And I mentioned the Red Cross is always a safe place to donate. There's also some other organizations. I will put a link into my description also to give you guys some ideas for donating. Oh, that's kind of been the experience. It's just been the craziest couple of days. Everyone's feeling it. Everybody has a connection to someone in those two cities. It's insane. I was in the hot tub today, and I ended up overhearing this girl that was next to me in a hot tub, and she was talking about one of her coworkers who lived in Altadena, and she lost everything. And so she was talking about this and sharing this with the people she brought over. And so then I said, excuse me, like, you know, I just heard about this. And she goes, yeah, this is what we're going to do, a GoFundMe. And I was like, yeah, you know, I also have family that live up in the area. So we start talking about it. And then, you know, everyone's just kind of like talking about like, you know, like what they want to do to help and how they can help. So it's just it's kind of cool seeing people like step up. It's just unfortunate. It's just so overwhelming to think about it. And like, we haven't even gone in and seen the city yet. I think that's going to be really hard once everything gets opened back up, to just see the way that it is. But I'm really hoping that the community just really fights hard to get everyone back. I don't know how they're going to do it, but to just get the community back to the way that it is, and that these generational families don't give up, and that they find a way to rebuild their homes and to keep their family in the area. It's a crazy time. It's, you know, family. When somebody's hurting in your family, everybody hurts. So if you like this video, make sure and like and subscribe. Thanks guys for listening regarding all of this. Not expecting a huge catastrophe to be starting 2025. And so that's not good. I'm just grateful that our family is alive in here, that, you know, my aunt that's on the other side of town, that her home's okay and that she's safe, and that my cousins are safe, even though they lost their homes, are still with us, because there's a lot of families who also, on top of losing their homes, have loved ones that died in the fire. So it's just tragic, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, what can I do now, and what can I do in the future moving forward, and really helping to hold up that community and keep that community going. So if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.